Hey folks, hope you're all doing well and welcome back to the channel. Please, if you're new to the channel, please consider liking and subscribing this video. That would be awesome. So tonight we're going to talk about Ace Frehley. I've got Pete and Martin. Pete's going to be joining us. He's running a little late, but we got Martin right now. And what we're going to do is we've decided to pick our 10 favorite Ace songs. So these are songs that Ace has written. Some of them he doesn't sing because, you know, as you know, he didn't start singing until the Love Gun record with Shock Me. But anything that he's written basically is fair game, and we're going to kind of limit it between, you know, 74 and the Elder. So what, 81, whatever that year was. So that's kind of our window. So to help me in that endeavor, got Mr. Martin Popoff. How are you doing, sir?
Doing well. Stressing about the Jays, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a momentous occasion because the World Series will be won outside of the U.S., so that's a big deal right there.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. All right, I'm just gonna. We got a bunch of people that are in here. Let me just say a quick hello to everyone, and then we'll get going.
Okay.
He's got musician and cat lover. Welcome, Cushman's in here. Welcome, Cushman. How are you? Gary Joyce, always here. Good to see you, man. We got Davey Cretan. Nice to see you. Welcome. Logan Collins. Just going down here. Nice to see you. Tyler Patterson. Welcome. Oh boy. Yeah. Okay. My eyesight is terrible. Just going down. Michael Easter. How are you? Tyler Patterson. Brian S. Guitars. Hey, buddy. How are you? Rob Fulton's in here. And did I catch everyone? Strange Ways. Yeah, we'll be talking about that song, I'm sure, is in here. And Owlman. Welcome, folks. Hope everybody's doing well. So, I mean, since his passing, man, I'm still getting all kinds of Ace posts in my feeds and on YouTube. It's all kinds of Ace videos. It's nonstop. Which is, I mean, just kind of, you know, it shows how loved and how important he was to, you know, to music, rock music, specifically. But, yeah, I'm going to put you on the spot here, Martin. What do you think was the biggest or the impact of Ace Frehley, you would say, on the music?
Well, I'll tell you one interesting thing. I shelved the book. I never ended up doing much with it, but I started taking a poll on what people thought were the greatest guitar solos of all time. And, you know, you always get your usual Hotel California and Comfortably Numb in there. But I was shocked to hear how many times I heard Strange Ways being mentioned, right? So people loved Ace. I think one of the big things about him was that, you know, having interviewed lots of, you know, thrash guys in the 80s and stuff, I was always pleasantly surprised how many people were absolutely inspired by him to pick up a guitar for the first time. He was a huge inspiration, as was the band Kiss. I mean, Peter Criss was a big inspiration too. And you don't really hear that about Gene or Paul. You hear it about Ace and Peter more than anything. And we know Dime loved him, and Anthrax loved him. You know, you think of the Melvins and Kurt Cobain even. So that's kind of I think his greatest legacy is that he touched a lot of souls of future big guitar stars, kind of thing. And I suppose in Kiss, you know, we didn't really know as kids, but you know, it turns out he was the party animal. Him and Peter were both trouble all the time, and Ace's crashing cars and you know, falling down, and which kind of ironically semi-claimed his life, right? You know, this famous spaceman, lack of balance on the, space boots, all that sort of thing. That was just a funny thing people laughed about Ace. But yeah, it's a sad one. He definitely went too young. And
74.
yeah, and it's pretty cool that he kept making lots of albums. I think that's a thing that we like about him too, and that in his later kind of sobering up years, he got a little more productive all of a sudden.
Yeah,
and was making some solid albums and going out touring and doing all kinds of meet and greets and stuff like that. So that was good to see. But I don't know. How about yourself? Was he a massive inspiration?
he was huge. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna put him on the level of like him passing away. I'm gonna put him on the level as like an Eddie Van Halen, but for a completely different reason.
Mhm.
Eddie Van Halen was, basically, I mean, he's known because he's, reinvented the guitar and, influenced a whole bunch of the whole 80s and the tapping and all the techniques and all that stuff. But Ace was just as big an influence, but in another way, the way that you're saying, he's the one that I think lit a fire under a lot of people to pick up the guitar and try to learn it. And just watching him play the amazing rock solos and his whole demeanor, his swagger, it was just cool as shit, up there playing and inspired, like you said. I mean, a whole generation of people playing. Yeah, then they gravitated to Eddie because they wanted to do all the fancy stuff, but I think Ace is the one that put the guitar in their hands to begin with, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, and he was a very his solos had a lot of tradition to them because he was influenced by Eric Clapton and Jimmy Page and Jeff Beck and those guys, and Free and maybe Slade. I mean, you hear the guys talk about Slade, but generally he had like an element, maybe a 10% post-British blues boom in him. Even though Kiss never had really any blues songs, you've got like your Let Me Go Rock and Roll and a couple of things, Nothing to Lose. Maybe you got some boogie rock, right?
Boogie, yeah.
Kiss does some boogie rock, but I think the solos kind of benefited from having that taste of tradition in them. They were very rhythmic. They were very memorable. Not overly. I guess not. Well, yeah, I suppose they were quite melodic as well, but not overly. They weren't like really sing-songy melodic, but it was more of a nice mix of rhythmic, a little bit of he had a little bit of that thing that I often talk about with Slash and Zakk Wylde, where it sounds like he's really wringing the neck of the guitar, like he seems like he's kind of playing it hard, like trying to struggle to grab the notes out of it, sort of thing, right? Make it howl, kind of thing, right? So I think that was cool about it as well. But my main thing that I think of, and not being a guitarist myself, is the rhythmicness of it.
Yeah, I mean, his solos and the period that we're going to be talking about, I think, is his golden period as far as guitar solos and in general. And for me, he's got that same thing that Elliot Easton from the Cars had. Mind you, Elliot Easton is a Berkeley guy, much wider styles to pull from. But what I mean by the Elliot Easton comparison is Elliot always played the perfect solo for the song. And Ace had that ability, with the vocabulary that he had, like every song, like the solo was just absolutely perfect, so much so that, I mean, I get maybe as a guitar player, I'm a little biased, but listening to those songs, for me, it's just, I'm just waiting for that solo. I'm just waiting for Ace to take off, because I know he's going to play the perfect thing for that, so he always had that ability. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know, while we're waiting for Pete to join us, maybe we can start. So you still want to do the 3-3 thing?
Sure. Let's do that. I had a hard time getting.
Oh, hang on. One second before you start. Okay. There he is.
Oh, there he is. Right on.
Sorry, guys. Jesus.
No worries. No worries.
Unless I look at my watch, it was like 6:30. I got involved doing something, and then all of a sudden, I just happened to hop on and see your message. I'm like, oh, Jesus, 8 o'clock already. It's after 8.
Yeah,
I'm here.
You're right on time. We haven't
a little bit
yet.
about Ace, and we haven't actually started yet. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, do you want to say a few words about Ace generally before we start?
Yeah, I could totally do that. Hold on, just check my levels here. A little low. All right. Yeah, I mean, Ace was like really the first guitar player I ever listened to. He wasn't my first guitar hero because I was pretty young at the time, and I was drawn to kind of Peter and the drums. But like I always thought he was the coolest guy in the band, and so many iconic riffs and solos. And we've said it before, maybe not the greatest guitar player that ever walked the earth, but one of the most notable, certainly the coolest. And all those solos were so well thought out and written for those great songs and a lot of great riffs. And he was one of the greats. And sometimes it doesn't matter that you have the most talent. It's what you do with what you have. I think that's important. So yeah, just an amazing guy. And
Sweet.
Perfect. All right. So we're gonna go around 3 apiece, and then we'll do the last round of 4. Pete.
Okay.
I don't know. So Martin, you want to start us off with your first or your last 3, 10 to
Yeah,
9?
like I say, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 honorable mentions, but I'm going to be disciplined and only mention one of them. So I had to go to 11 on this. So so my first one, I'm going to say that Hard Times from Dynasty was an honorable mention with the kind of offbeats in the spaces, just kind of an inventive little thing, very little bass in it. It's got this little stabbing bass thing in it. And one of the heavier songs from Dynasty. So I just wanted to mention that one as an honorable mention. And my official number 10 is Strange Ways. Big doomy song for them. Not absolutely excited by the verse structure of it. It's very sloggy, and obviously it's got that big, thick, hotter than hell production on it. But it is pretty cool that they're doing this doom song. It sounds like a very, very heavy BTO song kind of thing. And as we were talking earlier, Hack, I mean, people love that solo. I think it's the most beloved Ace solo of all of them. So yeah, really, really cool tune. And obviously he's not singing it, but a big, heavy one on Hotter Than Hell. So that's my number 10. My number 9, I'm going with Ozone from the Kiss album called Ace Frehley. I always like saying that you look at those album covers, they got Kiss up in one corner and then the name of the guys. So they're technically Kiss albums, in a way, right? But anyways, Ozone with that psychedelic textured thing. This is where Ace learned to and really got into from Eddie Kramer this idea of massaging in acoustic guitars with his riffs. So this one has that, and it's got that cool Led Zeppelin sort of part in it. This sort of shuffling, slow gallop thing, dun, da, 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 that whole thing in it. So that's a really cool one, a pretty inventive song from the Ace Frehley album, the solo album that, of course, everybody loves the most. Number 8, I'm going with Shock Me, his first vocal. This used to be way up higher my list of favorite Kiss songs, but as I've been playing it in recent years, I go, man, it's not that heavy. I used to think it was so heavy, right, because of the title and stuff, but it's really not that heavy. But it is cool. It is Ace's first vocal on an album. It took him a long time to get the gumption up to sing. It's a pretty heavy song and a good anthemic chorus. So that's your Strange Ways, Ozone, and Shock Me from my first 3.
Yeah, the rumor with Shock Me was when he sang it, he was lying on his back in the studio with the lights down.
Yeah.
All right, Pete, what do you got?
All right, so I've got 3 honorable mentions. Should I save them for the end, or should I throw them out now?
Yeah, go for it.
Go for it.
All right, so I've got Save Your Love, which I always really like that chorus a lot. It's not one of his best lead vocals, I don't think, but I kind of dig it. It's got some underrated stuff on that album, so I dig Save Your Love. I picked a song from his solo catalog, a non-Kiss. I always like Rock Soldiers a lot, and I find that most of Ace's solo catalog really hasn't held up well, in my opinion. There's some good songs here and there. I always like that one a lot. Rest of the album is okay. It's nothing spectacular. And then also I'm going to go with Ozone, like Martin mentioned. I think Ozone is pretty damn cool. But my number 10 is going to be Fractured Mirror, which of course is a great instrumental. And I know he did some, sequels to this.
Yeah.
I think we all thought in the beginning, like, oh, Ace knows how to write great instrumentals. And really that never really happened all that much in the subsequent years. But I think Fractured Mirror is absolutely terrific. And it just goes to show you all the cool little things that he can do. Again, less is more with him, which I think is really cool. But it's a catchy little instrumental. There's some nice melodies in there. So that's my number 10. My number 9 is going to be Wiped Out from the first solo record. Terrific. I mean, a really good hard rocker. I love the effects that they use on his vocals throughout that entire album. It's got a great chorus, good guitar riff. Love that. And then Martin had it as a honorable, but I'm going to include it. Hard Times, I think, is really good.
Yeah.
Good driving hard rocker. Again, funny how most of the best songs on that album are Ace's songs, I think. Really, really good track, memorable, good riff, and a pretty damn good vocal from them too. So yeah, that's my 10, 9, and 8 Fractured Mirror, Wiped Out, and Hard Times.
Cool. Okay, so if we're gonna do honorable mentions, I'm gonna go a little bit outside, and I gotta mention Genghis Khan from Anomaly. Always love that. Big instrumental, big guitars. It's just really, really cool. I also got to mention, Torpedo Girl. I always thought that was kind of a cool song off Unmasked. But there's a few more. But starting with my list, my number 10. Okay, I got visual aids here. Not that anybody needs it, but off of this record, there's gonna be a lot off of this record. I'm gonna go with Snowblind. Just that grindy just that grindy riff. And then what's really cool about it is it goes up tempo, just stops, and then it goes up tempo, and that's what I love about that solo record. Like, they always set up the solos beautifully. Like, there was a tempo change or just a whole different part just specifically for him to fly over, you know what I mean? And that song's got it. Always loved Snowblind. For number 9, like you guys mentioned already, Wiped Out. Did you guys mention Wiped Out? Yeah,
They did. Yeah.
Yeah, Wiped Out is kind of cool. It's got sort of a it's kind of it's got kind of this odd sort of meter to it. You know what I mean? It almost sounds like he wrote it when he was wiped out. You know what I mean?
Well, the chorus comes in and it almost sounds like it doesn't fit, but it works so well, right?
Yeah, it's got this, all the different parts on it, and then it's got the verse. It's just I don't know. I think it's just a really cool composition on that one. And what do we got for? Yeah, Fractured Mirrors, my number 8. Man, I love that song. It's beautiful. The guitar figure is beautiful. And then that has got to be some of the best sounding Les Paul power chords I've ever heard on any record anywhere. When he just comes on these big blocky chords, it just sounds unbelievable, you know. And I mean, you on that solo record, you could tell, man, with Eddie Kramer, he was letting Ace spread his wings, and Ace was just on a creative level that nobody, I don't think, ever would have seen, you know, with coming up with something like that. Like, it's just a beautiful, beautiful tune. And yeah, he's made a few fractures. I think he did. The Fractured Quantum, I think I heard that the other day. That wasn't so bad. But yeah, some of them were. But the top of the heap for those instrumentals, was Fractured Mirror. Great song.
Would you say that Ace's solo album was one of the best productions of any Kiss-related album that entire decade?
Yeah.
Production? Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds great. And Ace's singing on that record is really good. I don't think he ever sounded as good as he did on that record.
Nope.
I don't know what the hell Eddie Kramer did with his vocals, but man, he sounds great, you know?
Mm-hmm. Cool.
So, all right, what do we got for the next 3, Mark?
Well, I may as well quickly mention the rest of my honorable mentions. I had Save Your Love, that hanging chords, last track on Dynasty. I like the chorus as well with the inverted bass and snare on it. I had Two Sides of the Coin, kind of a poppy, bouncy, but still kind of complicated one. I had Talk to Me, which is kind of melodic from Unmasked, kind of New York Dollsy. It has that downtown squalid New York sort of vibe. And then I had Into the Void from Psycho Circus, the best song on Psycho Circus, I think. But that's the rest of my honorable mentions. Number 7, I got Cold Gin, first song he wrote, and only one on the debut, sung by Gene. I love it. That's my drink of choice, gin. And my dad always wonders why I need to keep it cold. I need to keep it in the fridge. So you don't have to put gin in the fridge. Yes, you do.
Ace says so.
Yeah,
They said so.
Exactly. Number 6, I've got Getaway, which I always loved from Dress to Kill, but I always loved it because of Peter's vocal. Just love his voice, and it's kind of like a faster one. It's just got this kind of a cool chord sequence. Of course, that's all Ace. But yeah, I just love the construction of that one. The guitar, the sort of guitar structure, that like I say, the chords in it. It's always been a favorite of mine on there, next to probably Rock Bottom, I suppose. And then Rip It Out. I've got Rip It Out on number 5, and opening track again. This one reminds me a little bit of Talk to Me, in having that kind of New York Dolls, downtown New York sort of vibe to it. Punky, a little bit tribal drumming sort of going with it. Again, acoustic guitar massaged in, but this very big, sweet, like glam chorus to it. So I just think it's just got the best qualities of a Kiss album, of a song maybe written by Paul or Gene, kind of stuck onto the Ace album. I think this is the song that sounds the most like Kiss. It's simple enough that it sounds like Kiss on the album. So there you go, Cold Gin, Getaway, and Rip It Out.
Cool. All right. What do you got, Pete?
My number 7 is Rip It Out. Yeah, it's definitely the most Kiss-like song. It's loads of fun. It's fast-paced. The chorus is absolutely killer. And again, Ace sounds tremendous on it. Loads of fun. It sets the tone for, I think, the entire album, which I love.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really good. Number 6 is Snowblind. Again, love that grinding riff. Love the chorus. Love what they do to his vocals. I don't know. Eddie just really did some really cool things to Ace's vocals all throughout this album, especially like a lot of the choruses. He just sounds like a real singer on this album.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of other times you're kind of like, yeah, it's a guy who plays guitar who maybe shouldn't be singing sometimes. But on here, he sounds really good. Snowblind is a great, great track. And my number 5 is Cold Gin. Classic. I don't know how much more we can say about Cold Gin, but it's really, really good. And I think this was the first kind of taste of what we would get from him as far as songwriting goes, and it's a good one. You ever like wonder like what it would have sounded like if he would have sang it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's got the Gene stamp all over it too. But
so another one I could really picture is a BTO track. I don't know, some about that guitar, riff.
Yeah, with Fred singing, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, on the reunion tour, they were splitting that up and they were letting him sing a verse of Cold Gin. So he did sing a little bit of it. Yeah.
Interesting.
All right. So my next couple are again from, and this one is a little bit of a hidden for me because nobody ever talks about this song on the record, but I love it. And it's I'm in Need of Love. I just love the feel of it. That's sort of groove of it, and that guitar, bum, 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 dun, dun, boop, boop. That I don't slides or whatever. I love that. And then again, the best part, I love songs with tempo changes, and all of a sudden it turns into something else, and there's Ace, and he's off, and he plays an amazing solo, and just crescendos. That solo just crescendos, and then it comes back to the song. It's just beautiful. I mean, it's seamless the way it just flows. So well done. And my number 6 off of this solo record again, Pete, you mentioned it, Rip It Out. Just a great driving song. The drums on that, Anton Fig, man. Oh my God. What an amazing drummer. Like those, I like the way they were, when it stops and they kind of trade the drum things, and then he does like a few drum mini solo things, breaks, and then Ace comes in with the guitar solo. Just an amazing, amazing song, right? And yeah, just a great way to set off the album. My number 5, now we're going off of Dynasty, and I absolutely always loved Hard Times. I'm not a lyric guy, but the lyrics in that song always grab me. All about hanging out with his buddies, and in the street we got arrested, and all those kinds of lines. And I remember an old interview with him. I think it was on 2020, when they were on 2020 or something. And they were asking Ace, and Ace was saying, all my friends are either dead or in jail, and rock and roll saved my life. And when I hear that, and then I listen to the lyrics of Hard Times, it's sort of like, hey man, and of course the guitar solo on that is great. And I love the use, Ace was experimenting already a little bit there, and he's got that that guitar solo, which is with all these effects going on, and there's some backwards guitar going there as well. And just that, the sort of the counterpoint of his playing on the backwards guitar, I think it's really inventive and really, really cool. So yeah, that's my number 5.
Sweet.
All right. What do we got for number 4?
Okay, so my 4 through 1, I start with Parasite. It's just a super sinister song, great riff. It's the song that got me, more excited about drumming, and I ended up getting a Pearl kit because of Peter and all that. And it's partially because of this song, great drumming song. But yeah, it's just got this really cool stun guitar riff to it, and then the way it kind of stops and clumps around the vocal for the verse. Kind of inventive, pretty cool. So great Hotter Than Hell track there. And next I'm going with Snowblind. I love that this was covered by Nashville Pussy on an album that I play a lot by those guys. I think this is the best verse that Ace ever wrote, and it's got a little bit of the when you get to the chorus, of course, it's got the tritone, the Diablo Sin Musica Doom thing going on, but the verse is just this majestic, cool kind of construct that I actually hear in a few other songs. I definitely hear it in Hard Times a little bit. So yeah, he does this, and then in my next one, I feel it's there as well, and even a little in my number 1. So it's kind of interesting where Ace does have some of the more inventive, note dense riffs when it comes to, because he is a guitarist, I suppose, but when it comes to building these songs. So next, number 2, I'm going with Darklight. Complicated, a great Elder track. It's got the cowbell in there. It almost sounds like progressive metal to me. I mean, it's just got some really interesting counterpoint things going on between the guitar riffs and the drums on it. Great production as well. He sings it in this kind of cool conversational tone with himself, or conversational structure, which is good as well. But yeah, just a very weird, a weird construct. I think it's probably his smartest song when it comes to writing. In number 1, I'm going with Rocket Ride. This is his second vocal ever. I remember getting that album and just being blown away by seeing this whole studio side on here. I thought All American Man was amazing as well.
Yeah.
But this one just blew everything away with that dramatic, phase shifted riff to kick things off, the ascending thing. And then when you get into the verse again, I think the verse is just, it really does have that Snowblind structure. It's not exactly octave jumping, but it's sort of doing this this up and down kind of thing. I think it's just very, very musical. And then when you go into the chorus, it always reminded me of Deep Purple Burn or Angel Pressure Point kind of feel. It just seemed a little bit, or Angel Cast the First Stone. So it was a true heavy metal song. From Kiss at the time, when there were a fair number along the way. But this was the heaviest song kind of in a long time. I mean, I Stole Your Love and Love Gun are both pretty heavy as well. What's that? Making Love's pretty heavy as well. But yeah, I just thought, I think this is very, very good production. It's on par with the Ace Frehley album, and it is 1977, so it's right before those guys did that stuff. And I think it's, I think Destroyer's probably got the best production. But yeah, there you go. Parasite, Snowblind, Darklight, and Rocket Ride, all pretty rocking, at the very heavy end of Ace's canon.
We were talking about the musically, so I pretty much know how to play most of the songs on my list because I love Ace. And if you listen closely, listen to Hard Times and listen to Rip It Out. It's almost identical, the chord progressions on both songs. Yeah.
Interesting.
There's certain little things that Ace kind of gravitated to, tendencies.
Oh yeah, I'm hearing it in my head now. Yeah, it's the same melody, basically, right?
Yeah.
But one's very choppy and one's more a little straightforward, right?
Yeah, like the descending part on Hard Times is the descending part on Hard Times is basically the riff of Rip It Out. But anyway, I'm getting too nerdy. Okay. Sorry. All right. What do you got, Pete?
All right. My number,
4.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at 4 and 3 and thinking, I could switch these. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Number 4 is Strange Ways. I think it's terrific. I love the Hotter Than Hell album, and I think this is such a killer closing track. It's like Martin said, it's dark and doomy, and that solo is just so wicked, so good. I think Strange Ways, for me, I think for a lot of people that I talk to, it's one of those tracks that I think back in the day when we were Kiss fans and we were kids, we liked, but it was so far back on the album, we didn't pay enough attention to it. And now all these years later, everybody loves Strange Ways. And it's become like one of my favorite tracks on the album. It's just so, so good. So that's my number 4. My number 3 is going to be Shock Me, but I'm going to pick the version on Alive 2. I think that's the one to have because it's got that long, extended, unaccompanied guitar solo, and it's just a little more energetic and alive. And yeah, it's like I toyed with having this higher up on the list, but I think there's 2 other tracks that I think I like more. But Shock Me is still really, really cool. Number 2 could be number 1, but number 1's just a drop dead classic. Number 2 is Rocket Ride, which is absolutely amazing. That riff is killer.
Yeah.
The verse, the chorus is great. The guitar tone on it is great. I love the phaser on the guitar. It's such a fun song to play. It's awesome. It's those studio tracks on the end of that album. There's some gems there, big time. And you almost wonder, it's like, should they have just fleshed out the live album with more live stuff and then put together another studio record with these songs and other ones, right? To me, would have been even better, but whatever. But yeah, Rocket Ride is totally cool. Totally cool city. Only bested, my number 1 has got to be Parasite. It's just dark and menacing, and what a riff that is, and the cool little part. The solo is great. The whole ending section is great. The live version is amazing. Parasite could be some days my favorite Kiss song. So it's just so awesome. So yeah, that's my number 1.
Yeah, to go nerdy on you a little bit again, Rocket Ride, it's that chromatic thing, and Parasite's that chromatic thing. It's 3 notes in a row, da 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 da. You know, but yeah, it's amazing. Yeah. Alrighty, so my number 4 is off this record, and it's been mentioned already a few times. Shock Me. I was just trying to learn the solo to Shock Me. I got the first couple of phrases down, but to play it like Ace, I mean, the guy's just got this touch, this magic in his fingers that, I'm playing the right things, but don't sound as good. Yeah, but that's just it's just one of those killer songs. I mean, the live version is great, and yes, he is tapping, but he uses a pick. But what a killer song. And he sounds pretty good on that song for considering it's his first vocal. He sounds pretty damn good on that one. All my songs have been mentioned already, so I don't want to belabor them. But my number 3 is off of this record. And Pete, you're just talking about it. It's Strange Ways. And, Peter's singing it. And Peter does a great job on it. He sounds amazing on it. And just a heavy doomy riff. I mean, it could be a Sabbath song, da 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 da, but that solo, I know I'm pretty sure I've done a video on my 10 favorite Ace Frehley solos, and I think I might have done one with you on your channel, Pete, probably years ago.
A while ago, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and I think Strange Ways, I don't know if it was both of our favorites or the solo on that. Right, but God, that's just I don't know what the hell effect he's using on that. Everybody's got a different. Oh, it's a wah, it's this, it's that. I don't know what the hell it is, but
it's not something you hear every day.
It's like an animal it's like he's taming a beast in that thing, and he's doing it in an amazing musical way. Anyways,
how cool is it too that Peter has an amazing vocal on there, but then the fact that Gene is on the chorus, I think, is genius because they totally contrast each other and it just works as well. And then that guitar solo comes in, just like
it slays. Yeah, absolutely slays. And my number 2, and it's one's been talked about as well, Rocket Ride. He's got that phaser going, I got that big build up, and killer riff, and then the solo just. It's changing keys with the riff as it goes along. It's Ace magic all the way through. He's doing all this stuff, and it's just unbelievable. And so the ending of Strange Ways of Rocket Ride, that big drum flourish. Is that Anton Fig? It's got to be Anton Fig. It's got to be. That can't be Peter. I don't know.
Right.
Martin, you're the drummer.
I
I've
can't
heard
picture it
that
in my head what it sounds like, actually.
Yeah.
It's just,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
right?
There's all
That's,
sorts of stories about who recorded on those solo. I mean, those
yeah.
studio tracks, right? It's
I've never seen it written anywhere that it wasn't Peter. And normally, like, you know, if Ace is doing a song, usually, like, I mean, for example, Into the Void, he'll have Peter play the drums. This was the only song that he participated on on the Live 2 side 4. You wonder, hey, Pete, yeah, I'm doing a song. You want to come down and play some drums? You know, like, I don't know. Like, but I mean, that, I don't know, man. If that was Pete, God bless him, because that's a hell of a drum fill, man. That's and the sound of the drums, it's just so powerful and big, and the flourish at the end, it's love it. I mean, the ending of the song is as good as a song. But my number one, and it's been mentioned already, yeah, man, got to be Parasite. You know, and the live version, got to be the live version.
oh yeah, for sure.
It's got so much more, you know, balls, like every other, you know, song that they play on, you know, compared to the studio versions on that record. It's just, it's a killer track. And it's got, again, that, you know, thematic solo, right? He's playing the octave. Dun, 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 dun. Like, I mean, that's just so fucking cool. Like, you know, and it's another song within a song. And that's the magic of Ace's solos. They were songs within songs, you know? And yeah. A big thrill for me was years and years ago when he was already sober. I went to see him, Martin, downtown on the docks. I forget the name of the place. I don't know if it's still there or was there, because anyway, the warehouse, maybe might have been the warehouse at the time. I don't know.
Yeah, that was the same one that Tim and I were at, and we got to hang backstage with Ace.
Okay, was Sergio Galli?
Foot of Jarvis on Queen's Quay, and it's either the government was the small one, the warehouse was the big one, and he played the small room, the government.
What I remember was Sergio Galli, Platinum Blonde opened. Was that the show?
I don't remember that.
Anyway, so he opened the show, and then Ace came out, and I'd seen Ace previously when he wasn't sober, and it was, I won't even go there. Mm-hmm. But when I saw him that time and he was sober, I was standing, if I reached my hand out like this, I could scratch his nose. That's how close I was. Yeah. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, here it comes. And he played an absolutely flawless show. And watching him play those solos, like right in front of me, absolutely perfect with the Ace touch, the vibrato, the feel, everything. I was like, it was an out-of-body experience, man. I was like, holy shit, this guy still got it. Mind you, this was probably like 12 years ago, at least, something like that. But yeah, it was unbelievable. Unbelievable when he was on, man. Unbelievable. Wait. So there you go. There's our 10, folks. If you've got your 10, please make sure you put them in the comments. And please, again, hit the like and subscribe. If you're new to the channel, that would be much appreciated. If you want to support the channel, the links are below. That would be much appreciated as well. So, Martin, what's happening book-wise or contrarians-wise?
Well, to keep on topic, I've still got copies of my Kiss at 50, and that's one of the few books I am still selling at my site, martinpopoff.com. And then in February, I've got a book called Kiss 76. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Kiss 76. I think, yeah. I'm picturing the album guy. It's essentially about everything they did in the year 76, and all the other pop culture things that everybody got into, even the competitive bands, other albums that came out and stuff. So it's basically a nice memory of that whole year, 1976. So that'll be February. I've got the audio podcast as well, of course, History in 5 Songs with Martin Popoff, the channel, Contrarians. We just had a really cool one go up where I did a long review of Black Sabbath, Don't Start Too Late from Sabotage. Yeah, that's about it. Actually, the Big Maiden, the Big Deep Purple, and the Big Dio are just out recently, and those are at my site as well, martinpopoff.com.
Cool. About yourself, P, what's happening? We'll see Tranquil.
Should have a review of the new Wolfgang Van Halen Mammoth album tomorrow morning. So the review of that will be tomorrow. I got the UK connection on Saturday, where we're looking at back at our favorite albums that we listed as our top 10 favorites of 2015. See how we would compare that to what we would pick today. And then Sunday, I'll be ranking the albums with Rich Catino and Stephen Reed of the great Swedish melodic rock band Heat. So that's all coming up over the next couple days.
Cool. So on this channel, won't have any new content for a while unless I get a new guitar that I've been. Oh my God, they're on the third one. They've sent me two, right? And this is coming from Gibson, okay? And they both had scratched tops, and now they're getting me a third one, and they're going to look it over before they send it. I cannot believe the quality control. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, how hard is it to look over a guitar before you put it in
Holy
the case
shit,
back?
man. You know, and they're like, oh, we'll buff it out and it'll look great. So the guy buffs it out, and then it gets, when it gets all like that milky kind of, So anyway, whenever I get that, I'll be doing a video on that. So I don't know when the hell that's going to be.
What do you want to get?
Pardon me?
What'd you wind up getting?
So the new custom 70s that they put out. Yeah, so it's not custom shop, it's Gibson USA, so it's not crazy expensive. Well, it's still expensive, but it's not like insane. But yeah, so yeah, they're sending me a third one. It's I don't know, whatever.
I'm sure it'll be good. I bought a couple months ago. I got the Epiphone inspired by Gibson custom in black. It's really good.
Yeah, black. And black, I guess, is hard to not scratch.
Yeah, I know you got to be real careful with them. I know.
I don't know. Anyways, yeah. All right, guys. So hang tight. So I want to thank everybody for watching, and check these gentlemen out, and we will see you all next time. Cheers.